Hello again from Digicool Things. The Backplane was the first Minimalist Europe Card Bus PCB that I designed, which obviously makes sense as a backplane is needed before we can connect the other MECB cards together. It has served me well, but recently one of the newer members on the forum, Michael, offered some good new user perspective feedback. Firstly, Michael noted that the silkscreen could do with some updates to further clarify the electrolytic capacitor orientation. There was also discussion that it would be useful to have a LED power indicator. Sometimes you are too close to something to notice the obvious. I've certainly been caught more than once, thinking I had a fault when everything was dead following switch on, only to realise I'd disconnected my USB power plug and forgot to plug it back in. Obviously, in this case, a power LED would have clearly indicated if power was on or off. So, our updated backplane now has more clearly defined capacitor footprint silkscreens. And we now have a power LED positioned next to the power switch. This means the optional components back now also includes an LED and a resistor. Finally, Michael pointed out that the USB-C power socket module does not work with smart USB-C power sources. I hadn't noticed this myself, as I have been using Raspberry Pi USB-C power adapters for my USB-C powered projects. The Raspberry Pi power adapters, I believe, are just dumb power adapters terminated with a modern USB-C plug instead of a traditional DC plug. I've found them very useful and economical for powering my 5V projects. But recently I also got myself a really nice 300W power delivery 3.1 capable USB power supply for my workbench. It features a total of 8 USB power outputs and is also capable of supplying 28 volts at 5 amps. It's perfect for my new Miniware MHP50 mini hot plate preheater, which can be powered from USB-C. I expect that a lot more of our new devices will be USB-C powered in the future, using smart power delivery negotiation. So, to resolve this for our USB-C powered retro backplane, I hunted down some suitably compact, smart power delivery compliant USB-C modules. These still work with dumb 5V USB-C power sources like the Raspberry Pi plug-backs, but are also capable of properly negotiating and delivering different voltages when connected to a smart PD compliant USB-C power source. As these modules are capable of negotiating different voltages, I will ensure that the modules I supply come pre-configured for 5V delivery to avoid any accidents. These smart USB-C modules are a bit more expensive than the dumb USB-C socket modules, and you only actually need one if you intend using a smart USB-C power supply. Therefore, I've decided to add them as an additional option on my Tindie store MECB backplane listing. If you just order the component pack, it will default to including a dumb USB-C power socket module as before, but I've now added an additional upgrade option which swaps out the dumb USB-C module in the component pack for one of the new smart power delivery compliant USB-C modules. Hopefully this lets everyone choose to get only what they actually need. So here is the new Backplane version 1.2 PCB. Where you can see the new space for the power LED and also the updated silkscreen capacitor footprints. And here is the new compact smart power delivery USB-C module. They are configurable via solder pad jumpers to supply either 5 volts, 9 volts, 12 volts, 15 volts or 20 volts. By default, as I receive them, they negotiate 20 volts power output from a PD compliant USB-C power supply. By soldering 2 jumper pads, they are reconfigured for 5 volts. As I said earlier, I'm going to pre-configure the solder jumpers for 5 volt power and test them before I give them to anybody. I'd hate to think that somebody might otherwise feed 20 volts into their MECB backplane. To demonstrate, I'll connect my usual Raspberry Pi plug pack, and you'll see that I still measure the expected 5 volt power. .2 volts. Now I'll show my smart USB power supply connected to the existing dumb USB-C power module. You can tell which is which because I have a nice and flexible orange high power capable USB-C lead I got with my workbench supply. As you can see, as Michael reported, I get no output from the dumb USB-C module, 0 volts. Now, if I swap to the new smart power delivery module, you'll see that the new module by default negotiates a 20 volt supply. .1 volts. We have power, but not what we want for our retro 5 volt backplane. So now I'll solder bridge a couple of the voltage selection jumpers, and when I try again, we'll see what we get. Okay, jumpers are soldered. Let's measure the voltage again. And we get 5.1 volts. Perfect. So with that demonstrated, let's now get a new backplane assembled and see what it looks like. Here it is, now fully assembled and with one of my new power delivery compliant USB-C modules fitted. There was about 335 solder joints required, so pretty good if you want some practice soldering. And it feels nice and weighty. First, I'll apply power using my USB power delivery compliant power source. And check we have 5 volts on the power line, and also see the new power LED in action. Looks good. And we have 5.1 volts. Awesome. So next I'll insert my current MECB system cards to replace my existing backplane. Video card and my Motorola I/O card. Actually, I'll move that along so you can see the LED. And for a CPU card, I'll use my latest favourite, the PLCC 6809. Right, let's apply power again and see we're all up and running. Looking good. I have my usual monitor prompt and we have a LED light for power. Finally, I'll also demonstrate that it still works with my Raspberry Pi dumb USB-C power pack. And we're good. There you have it, some small but useful upgrades to the standard MECB Backplane offering. That's it. Thanks for watching.